walk through pretty much top to bottom?
Exactly.
And in high voice, really loud.
Really loud.
Oh, we can pick it
up. All right, great. Well, this is the Extravehicular Mobility Unit, or what we call the EMU, the United States Spacewalk, or the Spacesuit. And it's really wonderful. It has a lot of the different capabilities that you need to survive on a spacewalk, obviously, during your EVAs or extravehicular activities. Going from the top down, you've got your helmet with your visor assembly. So you've got your clear visor that you can use, obviously, to see. But when you get on the sunny side of the planet, you want to pull down your spacesuit sunglasses, which is an external visor. And then if the sun is really getting in your eyes, you have these external visors that come down and block out the sun, similar to your car visors that you have when you want to block the sun. The helmet connects in at the neck ring, which underneath all of these devices is your hard upper torso. It's your puzzle piece of the spacesuit. It goes from about the neck ring down here to your waist ring, and it is your main connection piece. So your life support system, that's your backpack, which has all of your oxygen, water, battery power, communication, sits on the back. It hard mounts into that hard upper torso. On the front of the suit is how the astronaut controls the spacesuit. It's called the display and control module. So here you have the temperature control valve, which you use to control the water that is running through your liquid cooling and ventilation garment. It's a spandex undergarment that you wear underneath all of the material layers of the spacesuit. So the astronaut can control the temperature of the water going through that particular garment via the thermal control valve. You've also got your pressure, your volume control knobs. You have a display up here, so if anything happens to go wrong, the astronaut is alerted and they can troubleshoot using their display and control module. Then you've got your lower torso assembly, which is the pants of the spacesuit. You've got a waist bearing right here that allows you to rotate at the hips. And of course you've got your D-rings so that you can tether objects to the spacesuit. These two holsters right here is where the mini workstation attaches, and if you've seen them on an EVA and you see their tools floating around, they are hard docked right here with the mini workstation. It's essentially their EVA tool belt. The cool thing moving down about the lower torso assembly is that you identify the crew member based on the color of the stripes. So we have red stripes, white stripes, and then we have the broken red, this set of EVAs, which is kind of the peppermint look, okay? And then of course your boots, we have a couple of different sizes, but because they're not really walking like we do traditionally here on Earth, they're floating. The boots really are just there to be a protective overgarment for the feet. And then, of course, you have your spacesuit gloves. We say when you're on a spacewalk, your hands are operating as your hands and your feet because you're moving up and down the space station truss, working to maintain the International Space Station and do your science activities or your experiments or your maintenance tasks for that EVA. So your gloves really have to fit very, very well. And in fact, we have multiple different glove sizes. You've got the outer layer of the thermal micrometeoroid control garment. That's going to maintain your thermal environment inside of the suit. Obviously, EVA can be pretty crazy with the temperatures. And then on the inside, the glove has different shoelaces and palm restraints, things to make sure that the gloves are going to fit you really well during your EVA. The gloves have to fit well because if you've ever worn a bad pair of shoes, you know what happens. You don't want that to happen during EVA, and in fact, as we're building up the suit, we do a lot of glove fit checks for the various astronauts to make sure that they're very comfortable with their gloves. And that's your spacesuit.